Hunter's Fury is one of the strongest gear sets in the Division 2. And to be honest, one of the strongest gear sets to have ever been introduced into the Division universe. We get huge amounts of amplified damage, baseline SMG and shotgun damage, and armor and health on kill. It is easy to get, easy to farm, and easy to use. Hunter's Fury is one of the best farming builds in the game, and I wanted to try and tweak it, to update it, to fit the new pieces or to suit the update that we have recently received, because we got some interesting pieces. So hopefully, once you guys have watched this video, you might be overwriting your current Hunter's Fury build, because this is a brand new way to use it. Now, just to keep in mind, this may not be the strongest way in some elements, but it could be stronger in other ways. So just keep that in mind, guys. It may require a certain type of playstyle, but I'm sure you will really enjoy this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to quickly showcase the build like I have been doing in my latest build videos. I think you guys have been enjoying that way. So I will give you a quick brief description. You can watch some gameplay, then we'll come back and go through the build in full detail. So just to give you a summarization and to explain what I have got here, here is the build for you guys to look at, so you know what you're looking at when you're watching the gameplay. So we have got Hunter's Fury. Hunter's Fury gives us a lot of armor on kill and amplified damage, and you should be using an SMG or shotgun. You can use other guns, but ideally these ones. We're going to be choosing a shotgun for a specific reason, and that reason is going to be for armor on kill. We are getting huge amounts of damage from this build, but I wanted to try have some sort of survivability. So we have got 20% armor on kill, plus obviously the health on kill, which does help quite a bit. 20% armor on kill. Then we're going to be using the mop shotgun for another 10%, 30%, plus 40% armor on kill from the two-piece Uzina Getica. So that totals our armor on kill to 528,000, which is a must for any kind of close range build, in my opinion. So why am I speaking about armor on kill? Now you're probably wondering to yourself, well, you're not using the gunner specialization. We don't need to use that. Why? Because we need the linked laser pointer. We need to pulse the NPCs because we have received 2 new pieces of gear in the last update. And if you guys don't know, the perfect spotter chest piece and the perfectly opportunistic bag, these perfect talents do a lot more damage than the normal talents. So it is important that we use them, and when we use them, we can actually pulse the NPCs to get the damage from the spotter, because we need to use the technician specialization with the linked laser pointer. And not only will we be getting damage from the perfect spotter, which is increased weapon damage, which is a lot, that's 20%, which is more than the normal one, but we also get the massive amount of amplified damage from the flatline talent on the shotgun, which is insane. So the amount of damage we're getting on this build is crazy. So if we look at it as a whole, when we shoot with our shotgun, the enemy will be marked. That means the enemy takes 15% more damage. Yes, it doesn't say amplified, but this is still more damage than the normal opportunistic. I did make a note of that in my previous video if you guys want to check that out. So the links will be down below when I do the comparisons. But we're getting all of this damage. Now remember, this damage gives it to your teammates as well. So if you're using a team, this doesn't require you to collect memento stacks, for example. It doesn't require you to get too close for the intimidate. You can just put the opportunistic on the enemies, use your AR, or just focus on the damage. Use a skill like a Seeker Mine or a Hive. It will do increased damage from all sources, so it helps your team and any other ways you want to dish out damage to that NPC. So opportunistic, perfect spotter. We've got Flatline, one of the strongest new talents in the game, and the amplified multiplicative stacking damage from Hunter's Fury. All that insane damage, and the fact that we have got over 500,000 armor on kill with 1.3 million armor is absolutely crazy. So you guys are going to love the gameplay, and we'll come back shortly to go through the build in a bit more detail.
Turret deployed!
Rogue incinerator turret detected. Rogue defender drone detected. signs critical.
Target! Where?
We got another! Run away! He's trying to flank us!
Keep them off us! They're on me!
Hostage situation nearby.
Taking shots!
It's as good as gone!
Another down! Firing airburst!
Get! Closer!
Hopefully you guys did enjoy the gameplay. So just taking a quick look and mentioning what I said earlier. Normally when you use an armor on kill build or any kind of other Scorpio, because I know you guys like the Scorpio shotgun, you can use that gun with this build, but the mop is just really good with the extra armor on kill. It's up to you. You can no problem put that on. And if you didn't want to use the closer, you can use something else, but I really do recommend it because it is so much more damage. This would have given us 10% armor on kill. The problem is we don't have the linked laser pointer. Technician is important. You can use a normal pulse by all means, but we want to make sure we always get the damage from this modification, which fits on the mop shotgun. So if we take a look at the +1 skill tier as well, this helps us with our skills, which if you think about it, perfectly opportunistic will give us more damage to the target. you can actually use another kind of skill. Instead of a decoy or a shield, you could go for like a Seeker Mine or a Bleed Hive to do way more damage from the backpack and the extra skill tier. Then you can hold out a different kind of pistol as well. So there's many ways you can dish out more damage from this, and this really does help a lot. Also the damage to drones, skill proxies, and robotics. Playing in Legendary Summit, which this build is perfect for, this works really well. It is a close range build, so just wary. You can't just be wary. You can't just run into a legendary mission and face trade NPCs. So make sure shotgun damage is activated, and then you're good to go. Let's take a look now at the build in a bit more detail. So like I mentioned before, go and farm the MOP shotgun. Now with armor on kill, keep in mind the more armor we have, the more armor on kill we will get. So 1.3 just feels like the sweet spot. We still want to be able to do enough damage to get the kills quickly. It's up to you to gauge that, but I recommend at least 1.3 million armor. Then the MOP shotgun with armor on kill as your tribute. We have got the flatline talent, which amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. How are we going to pulse the enemies? We go into our modifications and we have the linked laser pointer. I got crit chance here and then rate of fire here. This gun hits really hard, guys. It does a lot of damage. I'm sure you saw from the gameplay. It works incredibly well, so give it a try. Then the Kingbreaker as a secondary, because we also get perfect flatline, which is good. One of the best, if not the best AR in the game for long range damage. Just make sure the linked laser pointer is on this one also. As I said before, some of these pieces you can't use with the spotter talent, like the Lady Death, unless you use a manual pulse, which won't work too well. I know you guys like the Scorpio shotgun. You can use the Scorpio shotgun if you wish, but remember you will do less damage initially, but it could give you some more utility. What I might do actually sometimes if I'm fighting a boss or some rogue agents, which you don't even need to, as you saw in the gameplay, you could put the Scorpio to dish out more status effects to them, because that will, the poison from the Scorpio and the other debuffs, this backpack talent will increase the damage from those as well. So there's many ways you can switch this up. Then the pistol orbit, you did see me use it. I'm getting better at using it. It gives us 40% more crit damage, which is great considering with this build here, we do have quite a significant number of crit chance. We've got 56.9. Don't go less than 56, guys, for a shotgun. I know I say between 54 56, but remember each individual pellet crits. So you need to make sure crit chance is as high as possible with a shotgun. Then Hunter's Fury 4-piece. The backpack and chest piece, unfortunately, is not really worth it in this situation. They're not the best, but we have got 15% shotgun damage, armor on kill, health on kill. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff amplifying multiplicative damage towards an enemy. This is weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies, which is great. It kind of makes them all wobbly so you can just shoot them. They don't shoot back at you. And amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. You guys will see the bar stacking up below your armor. So each piece I've gone for armor. Well, not each piece. This one is armor, but each one should have crit chance or, a crit damage modification or a crit chance modification, depending on how much crit chance you have. Try get at least 56%. This one I've rolled crit chance with a 12% crit damage modification. Then the holster, I have got crit chance rolled on this one. Then the gloves, they're reds with crit chance, as well as the knee pads red with crit chance. Then the chest piece, which is the perfect spotter named Yuzina Gettiger, which is really, really good. We get total armor for the 1-piece and the 2-piece armor on kill, which goes with the theme of Hunter's Fury and the MOP shotgun, considering we don't have the gunner specialization. I've got crit chance and crit damage with a crit damage modification. Perfect spotter, we get all that amplified, that's just incremental damage. A lot of people will look at the normal spotter and get a bit confused. So this does say amplifies 15%. You might think it might be more, but it's not in this situation. It definitely gives you some more damage, but just keep in mind, it does depend on your build and what's getting amplified. It can be situational, but in most cases, this does more damage than a normal spotter. So this is great. This is perfect. This synergizes well with the build. Then the backpack, another Yuzina. This is the perfect one called the setup. Very nice. We have got crit chance and crit damage. Then we have got perfectly opportunistic. Very, very good talent. I used it in my last video. If you guys want to check it out in PvP. Enemies yet take 15% more damage from all sources for your teammates as well for 5 seconds using a shotgun or marksman rifle. This works great, gives us huge amounts of damage. I do have a 6% crit chance modification to try and get it over 56%. The combination of this is great. You mark the enemy. When you pulse them, it's the first shot you take, because the linked laser pointer, when you aim at them, you pulse them before you shoot. You get the damage from spotter and flatline on your first shot. And then once they've been marked, you get the opportunistic, then the second shot hits a lot harder, huge amounts of damage. And also you're getting Hunter's Fury multiplicative stacks on top of all of that. Damage is huge, survivability is immense. Then the decoy, health and duration. Shield, active regen, holstered regen, or health are the best modifications for it. Don't put damage. This is not the firewall specialization one. Then our statistics, you guys can have a look. This build is one of the best builds I've used in close range ever in the Division 2, and I really want you guys to give it a try. If you do, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know how you think. Let me know what you think of the build, and make sure you guys also leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace out, agents.